Baby bus!
Let's go, Sheriff Labrador!
The Case of the Kindergarten Play, Part 2.
A kid detective suit, a police officer hat. Well, the costumes for the play are ready!
It was the day of the play. Sheriff Labrador and the parents arrived early, trickling into their seats in the audience. Ms. Lop Rabbit checked the costumes and began to count the cast.
La la la! Where is Doodle Bear?
Huh? Don't tell me he's got stage fright! Where could Doodle Bear be?
As the children talked about what could have happened to Doodle Bear, Gray Donkey came running over, panting.
It's awful! Miss Lop Rabbit! Doodle Bear! He fainted under the pine tree!
What?
Oh, my son!
Sheriff Labrador and Mr. Bear rushed to the pine tree and saw Doodle Bear lying on the ground, unconscious, with several pits littering the ground around him. Pages of the script were scattered everywhere, covering a long broom handle.
Doodle Bear, my poor baby boy, what happened? Who did this to my baby boy? Who was it?
Seeing Doodle Bear lying there unconscious, Mr. Bear's eyes blazed with anger.
Oh, please calm down, Mr. Bear. Get Doodle Bear to the hospital. I'll find out who's responsible for this. I promise.
Oh, you're right, Sheriff Labrador. Sweetie, stay with me. Oh, God, please be okay. Oh, God, please let him be okay.
Mr. Bear hopped into the back of an ambulance with Doodle Bear and they rushed off to the hospital. Sheriff Labrador immediately cordoned off the area and began an investigation.
That's strange. Why are there so many mud pits under the pine tree? And why would the suspect knock Doodle Bear out? Gray Donkey, how did you find Doodle Bear? I thought you were on the backstage.
Hearing Sheriff Labrador's question, Gray Donkey felt a twinge of guilt and tugged at Ms. Lop Rabbit's sleeve.
Doodle Bear and I arranged to meet here and practice the last line before the show. But when I got here, I found him passed out.
Practice the last line? The last line? I was concerned that those who kidnapped Ginger Cat might sneak into the kindergarten during the rehearsals and performances. Let me see your script, Gray Donkey.
Sheriff Labrador turned the script to the last page and read out Doodle Bear's last line.
Are you really planning to steal our
treasure, you wicked thief?
Sheriff Labrador read the lines on the script, and his dark, round eyes suddenly glistened.
I think I might know what happened.
La 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 la, but I still have no idea what's going on.
Sheriff Labrador took Miss Lop Rabbit aside.
Miss Lop Rabbit, do you remember? The kidnappers previously indicated their goal was to find some treasure hidden here in this kindergarten. So probably, whoever did this overheard Doodle Bear rehearsing his last line, making the kidnappers think they'd been caught stealing. So that's why they knocked Doodle Bear unconscious. So I think the bad guys who knocked Doodle Bear out may also have something to do with the kidnapping of Ginger Cat.
If that's the case, Doodle Bear might know what the guy looks like, but he's in the hospital right now. So, how can we find the perpetrator?
Ms. Lop Rabbit was so anxious that her ears were standing on end. Sheriff Labrador searched again around the pine tree and looked carefully at the palms of the animals present. And suddenly, Sheriff Labrador zeroed in on Chubbs the Mouse, who was huddled in amongst the crowd.
Wait! Mr. Chubbs, why do you have so much mud on your palms?
Mud? My hands are dirty because I was just setting up the stage.
Really? But from what I've heard, the workers didn't have to dig to build the stage. And you've got a lot of mud on your hands. Oddly enough, the broom handle used to hit Doodle Bear had a visible and almost complete muddy handprint on it. That says the attacker's hands must be covered in mud.
Huh?
If you are innocent, please explain how you got all that dirt on your hands.
Oh, I remember. Doodle Bear and I were rehearsing the play the other day, and I saw this guy digging a pit under the pine tree where Doodle Bear fainted.
Why were you digging under the pine tree the other day, Mr. Chubbs? Please explain yourself.
Well, all right, you got me. but now I'm out of here!
Chubbs fled the scene immediately. After running a few steps, he stumbled and fell into a pit.
Oh, eek! Ow, ow! My head, my feet, and my butt! Oh, what kind of silly goose dug so many pits?
Well, Mr. Chubbs, you only have yourself to blame. You're the one who dug these pits.
Huh?
It's easy to trip and fall when you run too fast over holes in the ground. All right, come with me to the police station and fill me in on the details.
Sheriff Labrador, surrounded by a crowd of little admirers, handcuffed Chubbs the Mouse.
Ha-ha! This is the real Sheriff Labrador! The real thing is so much cooler than anything in the script!
Aw, but it's too bad Doodle Bear missed it. Let's go to the hospital and visit him now.
Yeah!
Oh!
The children all left the kindergarten with their parents, one after another. Sheriff Labrador also arrived at the hospital to visit Doodle Bear after interviewing Chubbs the Mouse.
Is Doodle Bear okay, Miss Lop Rabbit?
Don't worry, he's already awake. La la la, just a few days rest and he'll be fine.
That's great news.
I hope Ginger Cat makes it back safe and sound.
Don't worry, I'm going to save Ginger Cat. I promise.